I don't understand I mean, he was. It was not.
It was okay.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Good to see you. In case you didn't see, I'm mourning. This is The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 1 discussion video. Here with myself, Steven / the Buhrmanator, and
Spencer. The Spencernator?
Sure. We are going to discuss some key points in the Walking Dead episode, and also some predictions as to where this is going to lead us. So Spencer, first, before we even start, because I know there's some good and some bad to the episode, what did you think of the premiere episode?
Well, I guess it's a little bit of a biased opinion because I'm coming out of it a little burnt from that season finale.
Yeah, the finale was kind of crap.
40 minutes of driving, 40 minutes of commercials. But they really wanted to get us back with this. They showed that. They immediately, gave us 20 minutes of commercial breaks and 10 minutes of people dying. And that was the first half hour alone. As an episode of a whole, I liked the aftermath. It was good. The aftermath of dealing with it you don't normally see. But I just felt like they were trying too hard.
Well, okay. First, we can all agree that nothing is as bad as Season 2 and 3, the whole Sophia fiasco, and the aftermath of that. Because we spent episodes and episodes and episodes of just Shane and Rick arguing and then never finding Sophia.
Yeah, but that was Season 2. We should have developed past that.
Yes.
A lot past that.
Well,
5 seasons later. I've been watching this show for years, since it started. And I just felt a little betrayed that the only way they can try to get me back is through the way they run this episode. Too many commercials. It bothers me. Don't get me wrong. You need commercials. You can't have a show without them. But the idea that they're gonna cut that tension like it's a piece of butter and just get rid of it for their ads is just ridiculous to me. There's like 3 commercial breaks before we even see anything useful.
Right. Feelings aside, I mean, I liked the premiere. I liked the way it was directed, the way it was set up. The acting in it was phenomenal. I mean, they almost said nothing the whole episode, but you could just feel like the feelings were just like spitting off of the sweat. Like there was sweat, and then off of that sweat was emotion, and you could just tell on screen. I did not watch it live. I was like probably a half hour behind, so I was fast forwarding through all the commercials. So that was never an issue.
That idea. Yeah.
No, I didn't go on the internet. I stayed off the internet. Deaths. I was mourning because everyone's favorite pizza delivery boy.
Can I be honest?
Okay, well, Spider-Man is everyone's favorite pizza.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I'm more upset about Abraham's death. I am actually more upset that Abraham died than Glenn. I'm not even kidding. This is actual opinion here. And it's because Abraham's character did so much more for the series with comic relief. All Glenn had become was Maggie this, Maggie that, Maggie this, Maggie that. And it started to get a little old.
I agree that Glenn's character developed into more of a romantic interest. I think you have the comics and the show. The split between that was that there was no Daryl in the comics, so Glenn was the right-hand man, usually. Maggie was also a plot of his, but he was always there for Rick. Daryl existing caused Glenn to not be so close to Rick, meaning more of his story was revolved around Maggie.
I just think the way they introduced Negan is something that everyone's getting on board with. Oh my god, he was so evil. He killed the characters we like, and he was so mean and weird the way he talked. I got a really weird vibe from him, and I wasn't feeling this intimidation. What I felt was seductive nature, and you told me he was supposed to be that way. He's supposed to be seductive.
Yes, he seduces all the women in his group, and he takes what he wants, and it kind of comes off in everything he says, but he really is just a guy who has guidelines that he follows, and he never breaks them. And that being said, he made a rule, they broke it, and he followed his rule. He did not budge. So 2 segments of this. First one, we're going to do the bad. The second one, we're going to do the good. So, bad.
I didn't like the idea that there was one part where I think it was when Rick was standing on the RV and he's looking at the body dangling or whatever, the zombie.
Yeah.
And they start showing all the faces of people that could have died.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh, they just showed Glenn.
They show, and then they show Rosita.
Showed Rosita. Oh god.
And
is that the payoff? And then it cuts to a commercial break.
And you're thinking, oh my god, is that it? Are they telling us that's who died? Is that, wow.
I guess it was just a tease. That's what they're known for. Let's not talk about Glenn dying beforehand. But
right.
I just felt like they're trying to toy with our emotions through the commercial break, but it's not a real emotion they're giving me.
No, I was also sitting there with like, I mean, I was scared the whole episode, not because I was afraid of what was going to happen. That'll move on to what I thought was bad about the episode, but it was the fear was reduced a little bit because of the fact that they did that, and then it went to a commercial, and I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's like Rick knows who died, and he's having flashbacks.
Rick, how can I tell the viewers that this... I'll have a flashback.
And nobody has been able to tell me how that hatchet got on top of the RV. And
it's actually a boomerang, and what he did is
that's not an answer, Steve. That's a cop-out.
But the thing is, you would have heard the clunk on the top.
Right,
I didn't hear it. I had to rewatch it. But.
Maybe Rick's a dog, and he just threw it like, oh, look, I threw the axe. Go get it. And Rick's like, okay. And, you know.
In their defense, it does show the breaking down of fearless, crazy leader Rick Grimes into cowardly dog Scooby-Doo.
And this all could have been prevented if Rick...
Courage. I should have said courage. Courage, a cowardly dog.
If Rick didn't decide to mass murder a group.
Yes.
They were having a problem with food, right? So that's why they listened to the...
Food? Was that the original issue? They have a problem? Oh, because...
They had bullets.
The hilltop.
Yeah, the hilltop had food. Like, hey, kill these people.
But they were giving the thing.
Well, it's like they don't know how to grow green beans.
Greg is an asshole.
Which guy's Greg?
The leader of the hilltop.
Oh, okay.
He's an asshole. He's the seductive one you should really be focusing on. He's the one who tries to get with Maggie.
After Glenn?
Before and after.
Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure.
You'll have better luck after, probably.
No, what I thought was bad was the constant... Well, other than the line that Sasha says at the end, where she's like...
I'm gonna take her.
Yeah, I'll take her. Who gives her the right to take a ill pregnant woman to the hilltop? You have done nothing to contribute. If anything, you have just caused drama where drama is not needed. That being said, she's a great shot. Sasha knows how to shoot a gun.
They're just trying to make her... What's her name?
Andrea.
Yeah.
Still, I think Sasha shouldn't have been the one to step up and say that. I think they just had a line quota they had to hit for the actress. And since no one spoke the whole episode, they were like, she'll offer. How about that? I volunteer as tribute. One of the things I actually did not like was the stupid tease they did the whole episode about Rick getting his hand cut off.
The first 5 seconds was a tease of it. They were like, yo, give me your axe.
And then the axe slit, his hand on the table, the axe slamming down next to the hand, and just this constant, like, foreshadowing to the point where it's not foreshadowing because it's not going to happen.
So do you think that Walking Dead, the show, would be better off as a show if you hadn't read the comics, had no knowledge of the fact that the hand was going to kick off? Because the whole time you'll be thinking, well, is he going to cut off the hand? Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
If you didn't know about the comics...
If the comics didn't exist, I still think that's a mega tease. It's totally foreshadowing. What's it foreshadowing? Probably the threat to cut off Carl's arm. Right. But obviously we're thinking otherwise. But it's still foreshadowing. So I would say maybe dial it down a bit. Other than that...
Yeah, half the episode was about that. And I actually thought for a second, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll just cut off Carl's hand and be like, oh, we tricked you. Now it was Carl instead of Rick. Sure got me, Walking Dead.
Do you think
it sure showed me?
Do you think the writers, like, they have an ongoing bet in the writers' room? Like, all right, the conspiracy theories. If we do enough of this writing, you think they're gonna think his hand's gonna... I bet my whole episode salary that they're gonna think his hand's getting cut off. I was thinking it was gonna be infected. And that's
he was
how
gonna
they're
get bit, and then they have to cut it
and
off.
then Negan would have to. And then he brought the alcohol out to clean it, and you're thinking, oh, he's gonna clean the wound.
It's gonna happen.
And he's gonna... I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan did an amazing job as Negan. and the direction I still thought was great. That was just one of the things I thought could have been avoided, the constant tease.
It's just I don't know if I could say cock tease of a show.
So, Walking Dead is the ex-girlfriend, and you are on...
You keep going right back.
You're on the hook. We are on the hook. Literally, there were cliffhangers, and we are on the hook, and they're like, oh, but you're so beautiful, and I love you. I just can't be with you right now, but I love you. We're on the hook.
I did like the moments after the death. Because normally, when a character dies in a show or movie, that's it. You know, sometimes they just cut, the show's over, it's the end of the episode, and then you see things after. You never really see the literal moments.
Oh, so we're on the good now. Are we on the good?
Yeah, this is something.
This is a
I'm
good
actually
thing.
complimenting
This
the
is a good
episode.
thing. Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
You never see the literal moment of them all just sitting there like, what the hell just happened?
Mm-hmm.
We have to pick ourselves up. That was a cool moment.
The whole episode itself was really good. I think that part of the reason why it was really good is because we were left with such a bad taste. I did not watch Fear of the Walking Dead this summer purely because I was done with the series for a while. I did not want to... I know, I said good, now I'm going on to that. But it's segue. I didn't want to watch any more Walking Dead, anything in that world, any zombies, because I was so upset that they ended it with a cliffhanger again. Yeah. Because they're good. They're good at writing. They're way better than the Arrow Raiders. I'll tell you that. But
they just can't kill anyone on the Arrow show as much. So.
Yeah, at least there's no Lazarus Pit in The Walking Dead. Crossover! However, going into this episode, I thought, well, that's actually a really, really good start to it. I thought seeing Rick's emotions flow through, him dragging him, the fear in his face being dragged, thrown in, the anger trying to get that hatchet and throw it at Negan, and then the fear of the walkers that he had. On top of battling, or he already knew 2 people died. He's battling emotions but trying to save his life. And in any case scenario, I think someone who feels somewhat responsible for their death would be like, I just need to die here.
So do you think Rick didn't feel responsible?
No, I think he did. However, that's why we saw the flashbacks during that scene, because he kept thinking, what if there's this person, there's this person, there's this person, there's this person, and if I don't continue, all of them die. Mm-hmm. I've already let 2 go, I can't let more go. That trumped the 2 that already died. Yeah. Glenn's my favorite character in the comics and in the show, so clearly it was a sad, emotional episode for me. Saw it coming, but it's still super sad. I did shed a tear.
It's too bad. I don't feel the emotion.
Wish you had a little more sympathy.
He was a good character. He was just was a good character.
This show wouldn't exist if he wasn't there.
I disagree.
I'm saying that because he saved Rick in that tank. Season 1. Okay,
so yes, character-wise, but somebody else could have done that.
No one else would have done that. You think, what? T-Dog probably would have done that.
Now, your opinion will be biased on this, but do you think the episode would have been better if it was Daryl?
It still would have been sad. I think it would have been just about the same. I am biased that if Glenn is dying, that's the only way I want him to die, was by Negan's bat. Because that's an honorable death because of how it was written, so it shall be. Daryl died. I'd say that's also a reasonable death for him, because what else could kill Daryl? He's literally survived everything.
I will say, I did not plan on watching the episode, because I was burnt out from the last one. I wanted to make a stand and say, you know what? No, I'm not watching it. But everyone started talking about it. I was like, fine, I'll just put it on in the background. And then I saw what happened, and I was like, well, I guess it's more interesting now, I guess. And I'll probably end up watching it next week, but...
From here on out, I really don't think they can screw it up. Up to this point, there were slow parts, but everything here on out, it's like, it's Negan's in it. So even if the actual group is boring, Negan is always interesting, because you don't know what he's going to do. Or you do, that's the thing. You do know what he's going to do, and you know that he'll do it.
I'll watch the next episode. They got me.
Well, you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the interaction with Carl Grimes and the governor.
I wish. The governor's alive, but they never showed his death.
Actually, it's his character from Doctor Who that comes back. It's a major crossover event.
They never showed his death. Could have been the guy on top of him. He would hit under the dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah. You never know. Anyway, the Carl and Negan. How freaking awesome of a relationship that is. Because Negan is so interested in how this kid is so ballsy, which is everything Negan is about. Spoilers for the future.
We've thoroughly spoiled.
Carl kind of sneaks into to Negan's place, and he does all this stuff. There's a lot of interaction between Carl and Negan because Negan's like this kid and his eyeball or lack of, and this kid he's so ballsy, he's so weird, he's so serial killer like. And the things that Carl does, Negan never kills Carl because he just wants more of it, and he tries to convince Carl to help him, I think. But it's the interaction between the two that I think will carry some of the episodes, which is really cool.
I think it'll just be interesting to see them go back and figure out what to do next.
There's going to be an attempt. Maggie obviously wants them to fight. Rick doesn't.
Rick's obviously against it because he just watched people die because they chose to fight before.
But they're not going to take like super long to build up and be like, obviously they have to cooperate. They have to be introduced into the kingdom. We have to meet Ezekiel. We have to meet his tiger.
Now, am I just going to have to watch this tiger die one day? Because I'm not going to be into that idea. Don't give me a tiger fighting zombies and then kill it. Oh, he looks sad.
If I have to sit through Glenn's death...
You're going to make me sit through a tiger's death.
Yeah. To wrap it all up, Glenn died, Abraham died. I'm sad about Glenn, you're sad about Abraham. I'm sad about Abraham too.
I'm sad about commercials.
I hate commercials too. Emotions were felt, and I'm curious to see what'll happen. Obviously, they have Daryl, and they're going to use Daryl. Daryl's going to be the new Dwight, I think. He'll help them in the end instead of Dwight. Dwight will probably be killed. But thank you for listening. This was our discussion. If you liked it, give it a like. If you had thoughts or you disagree with us, give it a comment.
And you're wrong.
And if you want to see more, subscribe and you'll be updated. Anyway, that's our discussion. Thank you for listening. We'll try to do it again.
Yeah, I had fun talking about it. I actually wanted to get some thoughts off, and if somebody listens, and that's cool. It's cool to think that.
If no one listens, we seem stupid.
No, it was fun to talk to you about our stupid feelings and try to comfort you in your.
I don't want to talk. Don't touch me.
He's having a tough time.
I'm done. This is over. I'm ending it.
Goodbye.
I'm ending.